How did you not see it coming? I asked myself all those questions for a very, very long time. I don't know if I fully got all the answers, to be honest with you. I think it was a culmination of issues, some economic, some investor related, some timing related. There were so many different factors, but I learned a lot. I picked my ass up. I kept moving forward. Paulo Coelho said it in his 10th anniversary introduction to The Alchemist. The key to life is to fall down 7 times, but get up 8. Did you see Reacher? You know Reacher?
The show?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That
haven't
actor?
seen it. Oh, when he beat that dude up on the motorcycle?
Somebody just made an AI trailer of the interaction.
He did it?
No, somebody else did.
I was
They
ready
go,
to say.
coming out this summer. And it's like the whole
I
of...
like the Reacher too.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's a good show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it.
He didn't get canceled. They say
No, because
apparently-
he's got it all on body. He's got it on body cam.
Oh, okay.
The dude fucking came at him, stopped him in the middle, and was basically like, fuck you. He's like, you done fucked up. People are like, what do they think is going to happen, Mo?
They've
when I
never
s-
been hit in the mouth before.
Maybe this is what we need to talk about, which is consequences to fucking actions. I just have such a deep understanding, and it's burned into my fucking soul from going to fucking public school. You step on a dude's Jordans, you're getting knocked the fuck out. You say something to somebody where they find it disrespectful,
That's the most part.
you
It's
are getting in a fucking
the
fight.
disrespect thing. Even me, for some instances back in the day, stepping on the shoes, that was a little over top for me. Maybe because I never really had shoes that expensive, but you know, that was a little
Dude, I remember.
OD. I know, but that
Totally.
did happen.
Totally agree.
It was like they're just shoes.
Dude,
Some people just shoes, but you know, back in the day, you know,
I was in fucking gym class and somebody stepped on this dude's fucking Jordans and he had just got them. And that was when you had to wait in line outside a fucking Foot Locker at whatever time in the morning when they dropped. And that, you know, they walk so there's no creases in them and shit, you know.
Yeah.
And this dude fucking I just remember I think I was a freshman in high school. I was like, I will never step on a man's shoes. I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah, man.
But people don't, I don't know, man. Yeah, it was extreme. I'm not saying it was right. I never
Yeah.
cared about shit like that. I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll go
but just-
clean them.
Yeah. But I guess getting to the point of from a standpoint of disrespect, though. See,
Yeah.
it's the disrespect, especially if I didn't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Now, you can't go out looking for
No.
the fight. 9 times out of 10, you'll lose.
Yes.
But if someone brings, you know, and then you brings the drama to you and you try to diffuse it, but then you have no other action but to hit him in the mouth. Then you're going to have to hit him in the mouth. My father always told me we tolerate 0 disrespect.
Yeah.
There's no toleration for, especially if I'm just out here trying to make people laugh and have a good time.
I've never picked a fight.
I don't think I never picked a fight.
I've
either.
never gone out and proactively been like, I'm going to go fucking fight somebody.
Yeah, no.
Now, I've been in an ungodly amount of fights, but I've never picked one.
Yeah, no, I never picked fights either. I was just the joke teller.
That's what I
class clown.
thought too.
Yeah,
Out here telling jokes.
that was my thing.
Some people didn't think the jokes were funny. Like, okay,
All right.
guess we're going to be fighting today. That is unfortunate.
That was a little split. I mean, if you can piggyback off of that conversation into something that can chime into or connect with the entrepreneurial journey,
Well, I mean-
we can just keep going,
Well-
or we can go to the topic.
Well,
that
it's
we-
interesting because the level of disrespect in an entrepreneurial environment from people that think they have more say and authority than they do
Straighten your mic up a little bit.
on your actions and decisions. I remember this dude called and was like, basically super calm. I'm going to take over your business and make sure you're destroyed and watch me work. This is in my book. I'm like, you still live in this place? He's like, yeah. I go, good. I'm getting in my fucking car with a bat and I'm coming to beat you within an inch of your life in front of your fucking family. And he's like, this conversation's inappropriate, and hangs up.
Yeah.
And then his boss calls me and goes, did you just threaten so-and-so with a bat? And that you told him you were going to kill him? I go, I didn't say I was going to kill him. I said I was going to beat him within an inch of his life. And he was like, you're going to need to apologize. I go, I will never apologize because
I'm
I
not
was going
apologize
to
for
do
that.
it.
I was serious about that.
I'm serious.
He threatened me.
My kids need a home.
So is business like that? Because on the outside looking in of someone who just deals, on the lower end, I'm thinking when you get into business, I'm thinking like business. Oh, they're professional. They wear their ties. They have on their suits. They're going to meetings. They have lunch.
That's all a fucking costume, right? Just take the dudes, take the fucking bullies, put them in a fucking polo shirt and a vest, and they're trying to fucking take what's theirs. They're trying to take your lunch money.
Right.
It's like the Eddie Murphy thing, or I don't know if it was Eddie Murphy, but it was How High with Dave Chappelle when the white dude goes to prison.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, I'm gonna need your cocktail fruit. And he's like, I don't want to give you my cocktail fruit because if I give it to you today, I'm gonna have to give it to you every day, and then I'm not gonna get all my vitamins. And he's like, you gonna give me that cocktail fruit? But like, that's what it is. They're like, I'm gonna fucking take whatever I want, bitch, and you're not gonna do anything about it. It's like, well, no, that's not how this is going to go. So,
Yeah, see, when you get into business, for some people, we think we're getting away from that, and we're going on the straight and narrow. We're
on the straight and narrow. Everybody's
gonna clean
reasonable.
up.
Everybody's reasonable.
Yeah, but it's not like that.
It's not
Have you
like,
ever ran into a part of business where it wasn't any type of friction and everything just ran well? Like, okay, you take this, I'll take that, and
I try and approach stuff like that. And no. Like, you can approach it. I try and approach it still every time. I'm not motivated by money. That's not what motivates me at all. I'm motivated by the creation of stuff, the development of stuff, and winning at stuff.
to see it.
I want to see it
evolve.
0 to 1, 1
Yeah.
to 2, 2 to wherever it stops being fun.
And then you'd be like, oh, that was cool.
Yep.
All right, let's go do this now.
Right. But
Right.
everybody operates off of it's like they don't understand that there's long-term consequences. Granted, I didn't really understand that either early on.
And what you mean by that?
You're so short-sighted. You're just trying to survive the day or the week. So like, there were times where it was like all I was worried about was making payroll that week. I didn't care how I fucking did it. Well,
Right.
that always
robbing
comes,
Peter to pay Paul.
yeah, that always comes back to bite you in the fucking ass.
Right.
And really what that was it was weakness. I didn't want to have to look people in the face and go, I can't make payroll.
Hard conversations.
Right. So it was like, I'll fucking do anything imaginable. I'll take merchant cash advances or loans from loan sharks. Like, I'll do anything to Now, granted, I'm trying to fucking take care of my people,
Right.
but it was very short-sighted. You're basically beginning the process of death by 1,000 cuts. You know, you get this little cut. That's nothing. It's on my finger. 2 weeks later, you got to do something again. It's another cut. Next thing you know, there's 1,000 cuts and you're bleeding to death.
And they all infected.
They're all, well, they will eventually get infected. Initially, you're like, okay, well, I got to heal this one. I got to stop the bleeding. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then the next thing you know, you just can't function because every single part of you and everybody around you just death by 1,000 cuts.
So then, how do you cure that? What are the steps?
It does require you to kind of step back and go, what's going on? Why is this happening? Why aren't we executing the plan? Why aren't people doing what they say they're going to be doing? And maybe it's a cultural problem. Maybe it's a people problem. Maybe it's a product problem. Maybe our product isn't good enough. Before we came up with Creamy Ranch, for example, we had 10 products that were all technically vinaigrettes, fruit-forward vinaigrettes. We bought the data on salad dressing sales. 68% of the category was ranch dressing. We didn't have one. Fruit-forward vinaigrettes, which was what we had, balsamic dressing, lemon garlic, etc., that was 18% of the market. So we had 10 products living in only 18% of the market. And we're just continuing to innovate in that world. And not until we got the data and we go, geez, man, we really got to figure out a clean, creamy dressing if we're really going to compete. We did that, and then we lit the world on fire for a while.
I remember that. That was a good one. Going back to what we were talking about, the business and the bullies and stuff like that, just so we can keep it, not veer off too much. When a situation like that arises, what were some of the steps you took? Or how would you approach that? I guess somebody just trying to come and just take something from you. But you had to approach it not in the way of, streetwise of beating them up.
Well, every situation is different,
Right. So was it lawyers and stuff like that? And sometimes that gets very expensive and they just try to bleed you out of cash.
Well, they did. We were spending $350,000 a month on lawyers towards the end. Dude, it was fucking crazy. But everyone's different. You can try and be cordial. It's tough because you try and take a rational approach. But if you're dealing with somebody irrational, then you have to get your mind in an irrational state and get very strategic with how you go and defend against an irrational person. And I remember sitting with lawyers and they're putting together all these strategies. And I'm like, guys, none of this is going to work. And they're like, why? I'm like, we are dealing with an irrational psychopath.
Right.
So everything that you're laying out is rational because you're rational. The consequences that you're laying out to this are the consequences that only a rational person would care about. If you're irrational and you're a psycho, none of that bothers you. It's like the fucking Joker in the Dark Knight series, right? And Alfred explains that time when he was in the jungle and they had stolen all of this fucking jewels and rubies and all this other shit.
I remember that.
And then the next thing you know, like the biggest ruby he said he ever saw, this kid was playing soccer with it. So they had destroyed everything simply to watch it burn, not for any other reason than that. And he was saying that is what you need to understand. You're going against somebody that's doing it for reasons you will never understand. So anytime I'm dealing with a person or I'm dealing with people, I try to understand what are their motives. in the easiest way to think about this for the regular Joe, the love languages with your spouse, right? What are their love languages? Genevieve's are words of affirmation and time, like spending time.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that is her kind of reward system. So you have an option. You can either starve somebody by not depositing anything in their bank account, words of affirmation and time.
Right.
Or you can deposit funds into that bank account, words of affirmation, time. So understanding the motives behind people and how you keep that bank account full then allows you to basically operate the most effectively you can with those people. So if I understand, for example, your motive is money. You don't care about job title. You don't care about changing the world. You don't care about power. You don't care about it. It's just money.
Right.
That's easy. Your entire reward system within the relationship is just tied to cash bonuses, raises, everything else. So understanding those motives, you can then understand how to interact. And the same goes with, if you're going against an enemy. If their entire focus or how they operate is off of like ego and power, then they need to feel
in charge
and that their ego is in charge and there's power and everything else. So that if they're not motivated by money, but they're motivated by that, for example, you have to make sure that they're getting those wins or they're never going to negotiate. They're never going to settle. So in some of the battles we were in, it was a mixture of...
They wanted a little bit of everything.
They wanted ego.
They wanted money.
They wanted money. And they wanted the destruction of me. So
they just didn't like you.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I'm sure there's a lot of reasons.
Think you're a fine chap.
Thank you, sir. But yeah, I think there's... So understanding that when we were trying to negotiate with some of these people, it was, okay, well, can I give them 2 of 3? Can I give them the sense that they won, take care of their ego? Can they have the financial side taken care of?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe they're not going to fully get the destruction of me, but they can get something that tickles their fancy, if you will.
Right.
And it didn't work out. They just wanted everything. We hired professional negotiators. This guy comes in, we're paying him $65,000 a month or something from a consulting perspective. Thinks he's hot shit, rolls in. This will be done in 60 days. This will be done in 60 days. I'm like, you think? I go, there isn't any negotiation. It's everything or nothing.
Or nothing.
He's like, I've had people say that in the past. Let me tell you a thing or two. 60 days in, he calls me just fucking defeated. They just want everything, man. They don't want to negotiate. I go, I know, bitch. I've been doing this for fucking 2 years. There is no negotiation. It's either everything or it's nothing.
Everything or nothing.
And listen, man, karma's a bitch. I believe in it. I may have lost that battle. I will eventually win the war. And it taught me a lot. And this goes back to the original concept of what we were going to be talking about anyway, which was like
after the win,
or do you learn anything after a win, or do you learn more from a loss? And this whole concept of winning, and what does that actually even mean? And it's such a loaded term and phrase, because I think winning, that feeling is fleeting. It's gone. I always describe it as it's just relief. It's not even fucking joy. It's not even some massive celebration.
Is it relief that it's done and now you can just maybe take a day or 2 days just to not think about it?
Yeah.
It's done now. I can think about.
It's like doing a front plank. Right? In the beginning, it's fine.
Right.
45,
After a while,
45 seconds in, you go, okay, I got this. Minute 30 in, you go, man, I'm not doing too good. You get over 2 minutes, you're like, fuck me, dude. How much longer do I have? I fear I'm going to start tearing things.
Right.
And whenever that end moment comes and it's time, you drop to the ground. You're still in fucking pain. Maybe you got a Charlie horse somewhere. It's not joy. It's relief.
Right.
You're laying on a dirty ass fucking gym floor.
You just take a break because you got to do at least about 3 sets of those.
Right? But it's relief. That's, to me, with the first journey, that's what it was.
So after that, I'm thinking now, they always say time heals all in some cases. But now looking back at it, do you consider that as, I don't know if I want to say maybe a win, or is it still like a total failure to you?
It's not a failure in the sense that...
Well, not failure, because you don't never fail, you learn.
Yeah. So
it was a nice lesson.
The most aggressive lesson of all time. And it made me a better man. It gave me deep, deep insight into human behavior. It gave me an unbelievable amount of respect for the journey and how hard it actually is. And then it allows me to help other people now without this kind of ego where you just, well, all you got to do is this one thing. Or here's the 5 things I did to be a billionaire. And it's like, dude, that's not fucking real. That may have happened for you one time. And you're super fucking lucky and you're blessed. And you should fucking thank God every day that you got that.
That's a high level luck.
Right.
Very high level.
But I don't know if you can replicate it. And I was having a conversation with my one of my brothers, and he was talking about business and, you know, this entrepreneur and working with them. And the guy's trying to apply kind of the principles that allowed him to be successful in one thing to something that's completely different. And that happened with our first journey, where you would get these super high net worth guys that made something work. And then they just assumed it was the template for everything. Well, this is how we did it with this. Well, that doesn't matter here. That has nothing to do with what we're doing. And so what the Tessie Mays journey taught me was, what can you actually replicate?
Okay, yeah, I was ready to get to that. I said, so what is just like the generic? So everything is, for the most part, is once you teach me the basics, I'll learn the basics, or you teach me the programs. That's kind of what college did for me. They taught me the programs. Okay, Photoshop, you can do this. Final Cut, when they're using Final Cut, you can use this. After Effects, you can do this. And then once I got those and I learned the basic in those, I'm like, oh, okay. Or I'm going to use this to do this, and I'm going to put this here, and that can do that for me. And that, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So once you learn the basics to things, so are you saying, is there a generic, like, basic process that you can follow in the entrepreneur journey? Like, okay, this, and this, you can play off of these and these 3 boroughs, and any way that you put them together, they'll apply to any type of venture that you may go on, because these are the basics overall. And
so let's talk product. Mm-hmm. Let's talk specific to product. So packaging is numero uno, very important.
Yes, I love packaging.
Yeah, so do I.
I didn't start out loving packaging, but
now we love it.
Yes.
Packaging, Ingredient, nutrition label,
Mm-hmm.
important, right? That's where you may lose somebody. Flavor or experience,
Yeah.
right? Authentic story. Authentic story / brand. So those 4 things are the foundation of something being successful,
Of a product.
of a product being successful. And if you can get those dialed in so that there's 0 barriers to purchase.
And when you say 0 barriers to purchase, what could be, if we could give them an example, like what would be a barrier?
So let's just use salad dressing as a great example. A lot of people don't like thickening agents. So they're going to look at the label. Maybe it's beautiful packaging. Maybe it tastes great. Maybe the story's great. And then they look and there's xanthan gum in it.
Right.
Or guar gum or something. So that may be the first barrier to purchase where they go, nah. Another one is natural flavors, which can be found in anything, right? So maybe you're drinking a Spindrift and you're drinking it not because the flavor is exceptional, but because there's nothing in it except for water and lemon juice. Whereas the competitors have water, lemon juice, and natural flavor. Well, natural flavor, as you know, is the actual name of the chemical for flavoring and scent. So that's a barrier to purchase for somebody.
Right.
But it's only if your consumer cares. So if your consumer doesn't care, for example, if you're designing a new product for fucking McDonald's, they don't care
Right.
if there's fucking natural flavors or thickening agents in it. So again, it's understanding your consumer, but then making sure that there's no barriers to purchase for your consumer. Right?
Yep. Yeah. So like you just said, you got to understand the consumer. You got to know who you're selling to in the beginning.
Right. So
Okay.
that's what I think about. So when we were doing Tushy's wipes, had to be clean ingredients because you're putting it in your asshole. We wanted it to be made in America, which we thought was a big differentiator. And it needed to be flushable. And so we found the only kind of wipe available that met all of those. So then when you're going to buy it and you're looking at the competitors, there's 0 barriers to purchase there if you get the price point right. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, that then gets applied to everything we do. Quenchers for the vodka drinks. How can we make it 0 barriers to purchase there where it's just meeting the exact fucking need of the consumer? And so when we're going through, when we're doing consulting work on like salty snacks or this or that or this, the first thing we do is almost like a product hater audit. So your target consumer is this person. Here's what the haters are going to fucking hate. And if you can fix that, there's not going to be any haters.
Right. You try to get them out the way first.
Yeah, because they're going to be the loudest.
Right.
The haters are the loudest.
It's always hate. But you can't please everybody.
No, you can't. But what you can do is you can proactively nip it in the bud.
Right.
You can go, I know these motherfuckers are going to hate on me for this. I'm aware of it. I'm going to manage it. And I'm going to design it accordingly, even though I know they're going to be coming at me for this.
Gotcha. I got you on that. So to circle back what we were talking about, I can't remember what it was. I got off.
Floor planks.
Floor.
No, we were talking about winning.
Yeah.
The feeling after, was it a win or was it a failure? And how do we feel about it and how do you handle it moving forward? I think the other thing with winning in general, and I like what you said, and it's a great concept of failure where there is no failure if you keep moving forward and if you learn. That's easier said than done.
There is no failure if you keep moving forward and you learn.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done. Okay, continue. I just wanted to repeat that.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier said than done. Like, you have some epic fucking failure that the whole world can see.
Some people don't come back after failure.
Yeah, no shit, because of the shame. It's shame, and then it's fear, and it's embarrassment.
Yes.
And they don't want...
the most part is embarrassed.
Yeah, well, you're embarrassed for yourself, which is the worst kind. My dad always used to say self-inflicted wounds are the worst because you just can't let it go. How did you let yourself do that? How did you not see it coming? I asked myself all those questions for a very, very long time. I don't know if I fully got all the answers, to be honest with you. I think it was a culmination of issues, you know, some economic, some investor related, some timing related. Obviously, there were so many different factors.
Right.
But I learned a lot. I picked my ass up. I kept moving forward. And I do think I learned an unbelievable amount. I mean, I wrote a fucking book on it. We have implemented all of those best practices into new businesses that are working. So that part's positive.
So that's what you kind of got out. You got good practices that you can implement across all of your businesses that seem to be working out. And then you'll refine those practices and then move forward with, I guess, new ventures. And you just keep on building them up.
You keep on keeping on.
And refining.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all you can do.
I mean, what else is there to do? Just sit around and wait? And
Paulo Coelho said it in his 10th anniversary introduction to The Alchemist. The key to life is to fall down 7 times, but get up 8.
Just keep on getting up.
It's just hard.
I mean, but that's life.
That is life. And it's not that we can't do it. It's just that is probably the most frequently asked question when you're talking to people, which is like, how do you deal with catastrophic loss in the business world? You just get up. You fall down 7 times, you get up 8. And they're like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
I lost my house. My wife left me. All you're saying is get up. But in reality, yeah, that's actually it. You get your ass up and you find that fucking dog. You put one foot in front of the other. And initially it's going to be slow because maybe your legs are broken. And your head's definitely broken. And your heart's fucking broken. And you find a grounding mechanism for perspective and gratitude every day, because it can always be worse.
Oh, yeah.
That concept of rock bottom has a basement.
Yeah. Yeah.
It can always be worse. So if you can set your sights on the positive shit that's going on in your life, and maybe there's not a lot, but I'm sure there's one thing.
Yeah.
And you just
woke up.
You woke up. Well, and people don't care about that enough, to be honest with you.
That is such an underrated thing, right, in the world? Just waking up.
Well, and it, you see all the fucking viral bullshit of like, if I gave you $100 million today, but you're dead tomorrow, would you take it?
Everybody's like, no.
No. They go, well, then your life's worth $100 million or more. People are like, oh, that's great. In practice, though,
right,
they don't care. But again, from a gratitude perspective, if you remove yourself and put yourself in a movie theater of your life and you're watching a movie, do you want the movie to say, he woke up or he was born rich. He never faced any adversity. He never had any issues. He got drunk and played golf and then died. It's the shittiest fucking movie ever, dude.
I'm not watching that.
Hell no. That's not winning any awards. Nobody cares. No one's watching that again. That's not what life is about.
Yeah,
Versus The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith.
Beautiful film.
Beautiful film. And those types of movies that speak to your soul. The 1980 hockey team Miracle. It's the greatest fucking sports movie of all time.
Love that film.
Dude,
That's a classic.
All those sport films, man. The reason we love them is because it's the easiest representation of Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. Where it's like, you think they're out and they're battling and they're struggling and it's raining and the opponent's bigger and faster and stronger and they find a way to come back in a monumentous moment. And that's how I think about my life.
That Jean-Claude Van Damme movie. When the guy put his hands in the glass.
Bloodsport?
Yeah.
Fucking.
And he was just all beat up, wasn't
dude, glass. The sticky shit with the glass.
I think I'm going to have to go back and watch that.
What are they screaming in the stands?
I can't remember.
Is it like, da, huvaye,
oh, yeah.
Is that what it is?
It's something like that. I can't
Dude,
remember. Man.
I
That was
fucking
so long
love
ago.
that movie, dude.
And that one scene in Hook. Bam, 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 bam. Remember that? And they
I
gave him
love
the
that.
sword, and they was going
Yes. But I also love when they go, the Rufio chant.
Rufio.
Oh,
Rufio.
that is an underrated film.
Hook is my favorite film.
Dude, Robin Williams at his finest.
Hook is my favorite film of my childhood. So nostalgic. Every time it just brings tears to my eyes. It's a beautiful film.
Well, I'm not going to ruin it with the conspiracy theory I read about it because I've already ruined so many things of what you love. So I'm not going to do it.
Okay. Thank you.
But if you ever want to ruin that for yourself, just look it up. It'll fuck you up.
All right. I may. Still a good film, though. It
It's
doesn't
the
matter.
best.
I'll always enjoy the part where it say, "So Peter, you a pirate now?" But then I also like to look at that movie when I look back when I be working a lot too, and his wife would tell him, and his son I think threw his phone out the window about a dog, and then at the end he comes a full circle. He was like, "Let's go outside and play some catch." Stuff.
Dude, it's the best.
That one pulls at your heartstrings. See, I understood it a little bit when I was young, but once I got kids, I was like, yeah, maybe I can let that graphic wait. We can go watch a movie or something.
Oh, yeah. Well, we got limited time, and I've got 4 case studies currently in action.
Right.
Of seeing how quickly those magnificent, beautiful little moments with the little kids, you don't realize it. It just like slowly goes away each year by a percentage that you don't realize.
Tell me about it.
And then the next thing you know, you got a high schooler. She's got 3 hours of fucking homework. She's an elite athlete in pursuit of her dreams. And like, there's a night you don't really see her.
Yeah. I think in my mind, I've been going through these age things. So it's like 0 to 3. You in it. 4 kind of gets lost. 5, you're like, God dang, been 5 years already. And then after 5, it's just like, I'm at 7 right now. But then I'm 7, I'm ready to be at 8. And then it's just like double digits. I'm like, God dang.
Dude. And it's like that. It is like that.
Yeah. So
this taxi cab driver in Cincinnati, I'll never forget it. I had just had a baby. We were there for Kroger. We were chatting with him, and he goes, "The nights are long, but the years are short." And I was like, it's the most philosophical, deep shit I've ever heard. And it's true. Just
Right.
next thing you know, you're going to have a 5'10" fucking freshman in high school walking around your house, some grown-ass woman. I'm like,
Yeah.
the hell is going
Yeah,
on
I think
here?
after 7 is just
Yeah, my youngest is 10.
yeah.
He's still like 10 and 11. I'm still in the good stuff.
Right.
There's no real bullshit yet.
Right.
I guess middle school's probably when the bullshit starts. You know?
Oh man. Well, that was a good tangent there. It's
Yeah,
always good.
love it.
bring
But I
it
mean,
back
going
home.
back to the winning side, that's why I do it all.
Yeah, for the most part. That's
For the
why I do it.
kids, baby.
For the kids, baby. Because I was, I'm just up working out in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to stay in shape so I can still run around and do things and go through those little whatever they is at the urban air zones and those bounce houses so I can play on the trampoline. I don't want to be that dad that just sits there like, go ahead, you can. I'm trying to get out there and do some jumping too.
Get it.
So I guess along with trying to run a business, and I just had the opportunity to start to be I guess I've always been an entrepreneur, but it's kind of getting more real for me now because I have to pay taxes.
Well,
Yes. But I'm just saying though, just to call, just to have something that it feels more real, not more real, but I guess,
there's more
I don't-
details to manage.
yeah, I guess it's just not like, oh yeah, I got a media company, blah, 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 and I do this, but it's like, I got an LLC, has its own bank account.
Let's go, baby.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
So it's always good to sit here and talk to you about it because then I'm in the midst of it, but then I can get those little tidbits where I can be like, okay, if that didn't work for him, I'm not going to do that.
I got a lot of those, bud. Got a lot of those.
Yeah.
The Greg Better Podcast, Go Mo, at it again, talking about winning, fighting in public school and life. I mean, what else is there?
Yeah, this was just a talk.
Peanut butter spread.
Yeah. Take what you want. A buffet.
Let's go.